The difference in timing between topspin and backspin balls is this. For a topspin ball, you start your swing the moment it touches the table. Bounce, swing. Watch closely, bounce, swing. The timing is perfect. If you don't want to rush the timing, you must hear or see the ball hit the table first, and only then start your swing. This applies to both hitting and looping. You have more than enough time. Same with the backhand. Swing. You must wait until the ball lands on your side, then start your swing. If the ball hasn't landed yet, and your swing is already 50% done, that means you're rushing the timing. This, in my opinion, is the best timing for topspin balls. For side-to-side rally balls, whether you rip it, loop it, or hit it, as long as it's a topspin ball, the moment it bounces, including when you're defending, the timing is the same. At the very least, you won't rush. But your recovery must be fast. Otherwise you'll get jammed. The second point is very clear from the side view. Why do many amateur players' attacks look weak? Because they don't know how to combine forces. The ball moves forward, but your arm goes upward. The motion looks fine, but there's no power. When you combine forces, you must move forward. You need to be more compact and faster. Same for the backhand. Many people are afraid to use power. All forehand and backhand frameworks, including against backspin, must finish forward and upward. There must be a forward impact. Otherwise, you can't combine the forces. This is just my personal feeling. On the forehand side, I think it's about 50% forward and 50% arm recovery. On the backhand, I'm about 70% forward, 30% sideways. Let me explain the backhand first. This is with no sideways component at all. This is purely sideways. I go forward about 70%. Then add the sideways motion. Penhold is the same. Why add a sideways component? Because going only forward gives you no arc. You can increase friction. This is even more important on the forehand. Why do you drive the hip? To move forward into the ball. Left shoulder forward, right shoulder back. Then I send the shoulder forward, all to move into the ball. Drive until parallel. Then swing the forearm. Rotate, drive the hip, swing the forearm. When you want more power, you simply accelerate. When you don't want power, the movement stays the same. You can't just touch the ball because you don't want power. When you want power, you only increase the acceleration. You can't avoid power and just poke the ball, then swing the arm wildly when you do want power. The technical framework stays the same whether you use power or not. Only the swing speed changes. And the force in your hand adjusts. Yes, it must be combined force. When the ball comes from the front, we have to play forward first, before adding anything else. If you don't go forward, and go straight upward instead, once you lift upward, you'll either hit long or have no power. Against backspin, after the ball comes, it drops downward. So I must combine force like this. Against topspin, the force is combined like this. So you must drive first, then swing. So my forehand feeling is about 50% drive forward. Then accelerate and swing arm. If you're standing farther from the table, you drive about 60% and then recover. If you're close to the table, you drive about 30%, then you must swing the arm. The closer you stand to the table, the more you need to focus on acceleration. If you stand farther away, the moment you touch the ball and immediately recover the arm, the ball will go straight into the net. Because there is no forward momentum, so I have to drive forward a bit more, but the drive and forearm swing must always be combined. Snap the arm while still moving forward. Another point is adjusting to different incoming balls. If it's pips out rubber, and the ball comes with a lot of spin, then from the side, I need to swing like this. But if the opponent gives me a small topspin loop, then I swing like this. If the risk of going long is high, I swing more forward, bringing the finish to around chin level. Normally, I finish between my eyebrows. If the ball comes from long pips, short pips, or medium pips and floats more, this type of ball, I need to finish higher above the head. Because the incoming ball has slight backspin or no spin, your arm angle must also adjust to the opponent's shot. If the opponent gives you a small topspin loop and you arm moves like this, you'll definitely hit long. Even reducing power, it's still easy to go long. This swing motion is adjustable. If the incoming ball is backspin, I will definitely swing like this. If they give me a small forward driving ball and I loop it, then I must keep the hand pressed down. This also applies to our backhand. For example, if they loop one to me, and I receive it like this. It's not that your technique is wrong, your choice is wrong. If the incoming ball has some backspin, I will open the racket angle a bit and loop upward. If you feel the ball is sinking and has spin, you need to open the angle and go upward. If you feel the opponent is forcing you to hit long, then you lift the racket and go more forward. Many people think learning forehand and backhand drive solves topspin balls, and learning one backspin loop solves backspin, but that's not how it works. When facing spin, if you don't adjust your mindset and awareness, you'll be completely lost. I practiced for so long, and it feels like all that training was wasted. People have told me this many times. This is far more important than technical motion. Why are the older guys in the park so strong in real matches? Their technique isn't standard at all. But they know when the ball has spin, they need to lift upward. They know when it has no spin, they need to press and hit. Their technique doesn't look standard, but their match ability is very strong. They know when the opponent uses power, they block. When the ball is short, they step in. Because they've played for many years, they actually make the incoming ball reasonable. It just doesn't look very pretty. But they play reasonably. I think older players should focus more on rational choices than perfect technique. Next, let's talk about center of gravity. That some people drive forward but the arc is still high, because their forward movement looks like this. If you squat down, look at the arc you produce. If you stand up, the arc becomes lower and the speed naturally increases. Lower your center of gravity. For older players, don't worry, just widen your stance, your body will naturally get lower. If you tuck your core in a bit more, your legs barely need to work. Your center of gravity becomes even lower. You don't need to look exactly like a professional. I can simply open my stance. See how it naturally lowers. When you stand upright like this, you feel like you didn't recover the arm. But have you ever thought about this? When you squat down, this is actually a correct technique, and the swing position hasn't changed. But once you stand up, you will inevitably swing upward. If you squat down, I just don't believe you would loop the ball like that. Doesn't that look exaggerated? When you stand up it looks right. So understand this, standing too tall makes what you think is correct actually wrong. You can use me as a reference. I'm 165 centimeters tall. Men are usually taller, so you need to squat even lower. If you want to improve single shot quality, Center of gravity is the key to proper forward engagement. The arm direction is drive forward, then snap. The center of gravity direction is press down, then send forward.